on a pop-up hangout on Thursday. So it's me and Paul, PA Brew News. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much. Hanging out, enjoying life. Relaxy taxi.
Anything new for this weekend? Anything upcoming? Anything happening?
I'm actually going to hang out with my dad on Saturday. I took a vacation day off work just to hang out with him. And then next week, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to Evans City, Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh, for the Living Dead weekend.
Oh,
so
nice.
They do a whole thing about Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, the whole thing with horror movie people and shit. So I'm going to go to that.
So they got like a whole festival and everything around it.
Yeah, it's small, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized we got Comic-Con here this weekend, too. I didn't realize that. So, yeah, Comic-Con is the same weekend as Oktoberfest.
Okay.
Be some drunk cosplay. That won't be too bad.
Yeah. If you get those drunk cosplay going, that's okay, you know.
Yeah.
Get a couple lady deaths hanging around, this and that. Oh, hello, there you
go. See some guys going to Comic-Con with lederhosen and some people strolling that something else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
It can all work out.
They have a Comic-Con. I think it's called Steel City Con in Pittsburgh. They have that in June, though. I think June or July they have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is, like, Elvira goes to those now and again, Cassandra Peterson, so it'd be cool to get her autograph. Meet her.
Oh, she still goes to those. Okay. I haven't heard much about her in a while.
She did a couple years ago, because after they went through, I got a chance to get, like, Butch Patrick's autograph and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it would be cool to meet her. I was hopefully going to meet George Romero, but unfortunately I didn't. I never got a chance in time before he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
he'd have been a great guy to meet there.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I think Elvira is always reminds me of the old USA Up All Night.
Right, that was it the trying to remember the other one. Rhonda Shears.
Yeah.
He's thrust the USA Up All Night. She made sure she did the damnedest to keep you up all night too. So that was good. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, Gilbert Godfrey used to host it too.
Gilbert says cheers. Well, yeah, Gilbert Godfrey did it, and then the Billy Bob do it for a while too. Afterwards on some things.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Not Billy Bob Thornton. It was a guy that was his character was Billy Bob something. I thought.
Billy Bob.
Let's take a pull it up. USA.
Oh my. Well, I mean, it was a bitch thing too, though, because USA Up All Night, they cut out all the good things you wanted to see.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It goes, and the guy walks up. He's like, "Oh, look, a titty convention." And then you walk in, and the next thing you know, they walk out. Boy, that was a good titty convention. And they're like, what happened to the titty convention? Yeah, they cut it out because it was USA. Like, what the hell? The days before HBO was rarely available.
Well, yeah. Back then.
Pour a little bit of an imperial IPA with this imperial stout, so I can get a little bit of black and tan action for a second. Don't waste it.
Maybe it wasn't Billy Joe something. Joe Bob Briggs.
I was going to say, was it Bob Riggs? Yeah, Joe Bob Riggs.
Joe Bob Briggs,
yeah. I met him in New Jersey at the Cherry Hill Horror Con.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Joe Bob Riggs.
Yeah, he did it for a while. He did the Friday 13th marathon. I was looking back when he's old ones here.
Well, he still does. Yeah, he still does horror movie marathons and stuff on like AMC and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Rhonda Shear you mentioned as well.
Yep.
Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah, let's take a look at that. That's let me see here. Let me pull this up.
I still remember. I'm Gilbert Godfrey, and I'm the fifth Ramon. That was one of the episodes. It was all about the fifth Ramon.
Let me see. Here we go. This is funny. Oops. I gotta share it with audio. Hit the button too fast. After the Dianetics, of course.
Dianetics.
I'm going to do some USA out all night.
I'll show you lots of fun movies.
I'll show you lots of fun movies.
I do it Friday.
I do it Saturday. We both do the same thing. Only different. USA.
That is such a cheesy flashback from back.
Now that was definitely USA Up All Night was definitely a huge part of my childhood.
Yeah, that was always something to do there at nighttime. We're sitting there, so.
Well, I used to write down all the 1-800 numbers that would come up for the advertisements. You know,
All the chat
write those down. You never know. They would try to hog people's credit cards and call them. You know,
Call now.
Yeah. You don't have to be alone tonight. Just call me. Pick up the phone.
Occasionally, you'll get a Miss Cleo ad in there.
Oh, Miss Glue, yeah.
Call me now.
Oh, see you in the future. Oh my God.
She didn't see what was going to happen to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if she would have predicted that would have been a little bit like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to jail in a couple of years. You're really good at that.
A little while ago, you should have caught that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad psychic.
Or like psychic gets hit by bus. Never saw it coming.
Right. So what are you drinking tonight?
I just had a beer from the Oliver Brewing Company. Their red wine aged imperial stout called The Devil Made Me Do It. Which is right here. I can't. There you go. Twist the can.
Let me see. There we go.
There's a.
I like that can art on it.
Yeah, it's really cool can art. It's definitely cool can art. It's a bit thin. I have to let you know that it's a bit thin for an imperial stout, but it's a good red wine barrel aged because there's not too many. There should be more because red wine is awesome to age bourbon barrels imperial stouts in. So right. Hopefully we can start seeing more like apple brandy, sherry, red wine barrel aged imperial stouts because they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll happen. And then I just opened up I'm Using Technology by Single Cut, which is right there.
Ooh, Single Cut does some good stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah. For a while there, my Single Cut was Joe's other half. I was doing so many Single Cut beers that I actually just stopped buying them because I was like, I'm doing too many of these fucking things. I'm going to stop buying them.
Just stocking the company.
Yeah. Well, basically, the place that I get my beer from, they caught on to what I was saying, and I was giving them all this. So once they realized it was good, they just started fucking trying to get anything they could from Single Cut, just piling it. There's like at least 20 different Single Cut beers you can buy at my new store.
Right.
And it's like, holy crap, guys. Okay. But the problem is Single Cut, technically speaking, they cost a lot of money. They're like $5 a can, which is a lot of money, right?
Right.
And then sometimes they don't have a lot of variation in flavor. So, and you know what I mean? And every single, it's not like one beer is an imperial stout, one beer is a porter, one beer is a barley wine, one beer is an oat. No, it's IPA. I was like, okay, you bought 20 of the same beer with just different labels.
Right.
So I'm not going to buy these all. I'm just letting you know, I'm not buying all these. But they do make some really good beer. Like this Using Technology was really, really good. My biggest thing so far, the new beer for me is still that New Trail Brewing Company that I like a lot.
Okay.
But they do have that same thing of making. If you make so many fucking double hazy IPAs, you're gonna start repeating the record. If you know what I mean.
Right.
You're gonna start doing that, and that's their problem too. They go, "Oh, I've tasted this before. It's like your old beer. I like that too, but come on now, like." Make a new beer. Make a new one. It tastes like your old one.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, there's that where you might get too experimental, where you start just inadvertently repeating yourself because you put the same crazy hops in, you put the same crazy stuff in, but you're doing the same thing over and over again without realizing it. you think you're being experimental, but you're just following the same formula over and over again after a
right. Just changing the name of it. It's like, hey, did I just have this before? Yeah.
while. Yes. But this is 2.0. A
Yeah.
whole new beer.
Well, that's like in Columbus, one of the beers I got, it was Land Grant, and it was their, I just did a review on, I forgot it was, I don't want to say Optical Illusion, it was something different. It was, something there. Anyway, the purple can I just did, I don't remember the name offhand, but it was like version 103. And I picked up version 102 and didn't even realize what I had it previously. I could have done a review on version 102 and version 103. But yeah, it's like you just change one little thing, but everything else is still the same. So it's like you're not really stretching out as far as that.
I bought a beer company called Neshaminy Creek. They're from Philly, from Croydon, near Philly.
Yeah.
And they make a beer called The Shape of Hops to Come. And I think that's a really cool beer name. And so I bought it, and it used to have a different label, and it used to tell you what hops are in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it anymore. But what it is, I was like, okay, well, I'll buy the next one that comes out, and I'll buy the next one that comes out. And I was reviewing them, and I'm like, they seem to be very similar. I'm not supposed to, with a name like The Shapes of Hops to Come, you'd think it'd be an ever-flowing change of hops with a name like that. So I got the brewery got a hold of me because I was questioning it in a review. They said, no, it's the same beer every time, the same hops. I'm like, why do you call it that then?
Right.
Hops to come would be the next set of hops, not the same hops every fucking time. I thought it was a great name for for a while there, Victory had the Evenflow or Everflow, where it was that, and it had gears on it and stuff like that, like it was ever changing, ever flowing. It would have different hops. They got rid of that series, which I thought was amazing, which it sucks that they got rid of it. But that beer name just seems like the perfect name that you put for an evolving beer series. But same hops, bucket.
Yeah, Victory does some good beers though, so they do try to make some different things. Without I do like about them. Gilbert said he's actually drinking Collective Arts Hazy State. So we actually do get Collective Arts distribution here now. I made to try out some more of their beers. We get it through Jungle Gyms. Only place that I've seen it thus far, but they're getting more of the Canadian beers in, so we need to check them out. And then
the only Canadian beer that really hit here was Flying Monkeys.
Yeah, we get the Flying Monkeys.
Yeah, but it was their core range is so boring that no one wants it.
Yeah, I did. The reason I got like the Juicy Ass and the Sparkle Puff was because of Ashley, because Ashley always talks about them. So
those are great. We didn't get any of those. We didn't get any of that stuff. And we got.
Oh, you didn't get those ones? Okay.
No. We have. And I tell you what, the Chocolate Manifesto used to be so much better back in the day. It was not, because all the Chocolate Manifestos that hit the shelves here had like a sour twinge to it. Something was wrong. I don't know. Something was wrong, because the original Chocolate Manifestos that I bought were just wonderful. But the other two beers we got was the Smash Bomb or something like that. And it was like, that's pretty sure it was called Smash Bomb IPA, and then the Neither World IPA. And that's the only beers we got by them. And they just sat on the shelves. Nobody wanted them. Like, you get the first one, you go, oh, that's different. Oh, never mind.
Right.
And when I got the Juicy Ass, I got Live Transmission and Juicy Ass.
Yeah.
I got Juicy Ass when I was up in Detroit, Auburn Hills. And then I got live transmission when I was over in Pittsburgh at the beer port. That's when I got that. Yeah. But I like those beers. I like both of those beers.
Yeah, the only two I've had from them are the two I mentioned, but they got other ones that are there too. It's just so many damn beers that are out there, so it's kind of like
right.
Yeah. Trying to pick up.
I'd like to try the Sparkle Puff. That seemed really fun.
Yeah, it was all right. It was I think it was like $5 something a can, which I was willing to pay that to try. I think some people, when they commented, thought it was overpriced to pay that much for a beer.
Well, wasn't it like 10% though?
Yeah. But I mean, like the beer I got tonight, I got a 4-pack of these, and these were $19 for the 4-pack of the pint cans. And it was only one you can get at the brewery. They don't distribute outside of it yet. They're not that big enough, but this first one was definitely worth. I get like a 4.5 out of 5 for me. I was like, I'm glad I got a 4-pack of it, so I don't mind paying for it if the beer is actually that good. It's when some of these other ones come out and they're like not that good. They try to jack it up a little bit. So like, you really shouldn't be charging this amount for it. I thought Sparkle Puff might have been more better around like a 4-something beer than 5, but you're just splitting hairs at that point. Compared to others. So you get a good.
You always have to pay that little bit more of a price too when you're buying individual cans.
Exactly.
Individual bottles, you know. So if you bought a 4-pack of it, it might only been like $18.
Right,
you know?
right. And there are some places like our Jungle Gyms where I got that at, they mark up only to a certain point. Like after a certain level, they just divide it by 4 or 6 if it's a 6-pack. Kind of like how Trader Joe's does it. But yeah, but most of the time you get a little bit of a markup there and stuff. So,
well, Victory used to be even better back in the day. Victory used to have 6-packs for $9.99 for $10 a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And they rebranded everything because I don't know why, but they just did. So when they rebranded everything, all these great beers that we really liked from Victory all of a sudden became 4-packs.
Yeah.
And they went to $11.99.
I was gonna say Golden Monkey, I think is $11.99 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so you went even less for even more.
So
what are you, Porsche?
It's the old Snickers bar. It's the old Snickers bar trick. Shrink it down and charge more.
Oh, that's. I mean, when they bastardized their king size candy bar is when the last time I can't buy Snickers anymore. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with you people.
You guys are just robbing us now.
I used to go to the store when I was 10. I used to go to this freaking bait shop, kind of a tackle shop thing. I'd walk down to the creek there, and they'd have it there. They had Snicker candy bars, and back in the day, the regular size candy bar was almost the size that the king size was. Like if you smash a king size together today with those little 2 bits, that's what size of a regular candy bar was back then. It was, I think, 35 or 40 cents.
Yeah.
So I get 2 of those. You get a can of soda for like $1, almost like $2. And you get your bait, and then you have a whole day at the creek. I mean, what the fuck? Like,
It's like
back in the day.
The inflation has shrunk stuff down. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing is that's the comical thing. The idea of inflation, what we have, and the growth of everything. It's like, okay, everything's 10 times more, but we don't make 10 times more than we did. So explain that one.
If someone's getting screwed, it's usually the people. So
it's the people.
And then Dolly and Beanie. And I don't know Dolly. I call you Dolly or Beanie because I know it's Dolly and Beanie. And I see the dog picture, so I'm kind of figuring out.
Call her the DB.
Which one I should call you? But she says, "Hey Roger, clean shave looks good." Well, thank you. So yeah, for those of you watching, I did it last night. I did a video, and it's kind of like I got up in the morning and I decided to shave my beard for no particular reason. Just kind of wanted to mix it up and. My wife was like, "What the hell did you do? Why did you do that?" She's like, "Why did you shave that off of there?" And then I got to work, and everybody's like, "Why did you shave your beard?" I was like, "Just wanted something different." They're like, "All right, I get. I mean, you look a lot younger, but everybody likes your beard." So
when I first saw your beard going out, I thought you were going like, "Okay, I'm going to grow it until Christmas, full Santa Claus, go to town. There you go."
Yeah.
Punch some elves in the face. I mean, you were going out. I was like, "Oh," and it was all white. I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize that your beard was that white." That's crazy.
It was funny because I think that's why little kids always kept coming out to me. We go to restaurants, and little kids thought I was like filling in for Santa or something. Like,
hey buddy, here's this letter. Send it for me. Yeah. Well, I want to grow my beard back, but then I don't. It's one of those things where I look at the beard that I used to have back in the day. I go, how the hell did I do that?
Yeah.
It just seems so crazy because it's so annoying and like it takes forever. And I don't understand how I had that patience back then to make that go that long.
I mean, I would love to get it further than I actually have. Like, I would go like beer man type crazy, but in what I do, I couldn't go that far out. But I like the goatee at points and definitely like the full beard. Sometimes I just want the mustache. So, I just kind of.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm a hermit in the woods. I need to have a beard. Like
you need to have
that's part of the costume. You know what I mean? Like, you go down to the corner moonshine shop and they measure your beard. If it doesn't measure, you can't come in. I mean,
you could be like the people on the Alaskan shows on Discovery and get a ruling out there going, yeah.
Oh, that whole thing is something else. I was watching that one day. My dad, I was at my parents' house, and my dad was thumbing through the channels, and he stopped at that for a little bit. He looked over at me, and he's like, "They only give retards cameras anymore." And then he just started keep clicking. He just kept clicking. He's like, they only give the retards the cameras anymore. And then, because he looked at that, he watched it for like 5 minutes. And he's like, I'm done. Like I can't do that. Yeah.
Well, you flip back from that to Swamp People, you're really having a good time. So yeah.
They're really having a good time. My mom eats all that crap up, all that reality TV, weird ass stuff like that.
Yeah.
She eats it up.
Most people do. It makes them, psychologically, it makes them feel better because they see other people out there maybe doing this other stuff. But sometimes I think they actually maybe picking on some of the people when they put these shows on, like trying to make them look like, they're not that smart or bright or like that and everything. But what?
I think half of it,
they're going. If you can live in a frontier, if you can live in a frontier away from people, the way things are going, why wouldn't you?
Well, I think half of it is, one, they're planning on making someone, okay, this guy's a retard, we got to film him. But at the same time, it's still pageantry, so they act a little bit more different to get it sensationalized. If you know what I mean, they put on a persona to make sure that they get the camera focused on them. If you know what I mean. Yeah. So never believe anything you see on TV.
No.
I remember Jeremy Clarkson said a long time ago, "There's a million facts on the internet, and they're all wrong."
We're reading the internet, right? So
yeah. You can't always believe what you see and read. So,
and then Billy has said, "What's up, guys?" And DB, I'm gonna call Dolly and Beanie. DB said to you, Paul, with the tattoos, what does the star represent?
The star represents, well, actually, that's the Jewish symbol of the scapegoat, because they used to sacrifice a goat on an altar, on a star altar, way back, obviously in the day, and then they would have the head and stuff. They would sacrifice the goat, and they would push it out of their area, their community,
right.
And that would be them expelling the devil from where they live.
Right.
It's kind of interesting because now they look at it as like evil and all this stuff, but that's actually what that really means. But just good old pentagram, metal as fuck. Yeah. Just what I do. It's my thing.
Whenever you say evil, you gotta say like Donald Pleasance, Evil. Yeah.
There's evil in this house. You scared me to death.
I looked into his eyes. Nothing but evil.
That was a 10-year-old boy.
What did you think of the Halloween 20 years later? Did you end up watching it when they came back?
No. I'd rather bludgeon my balls to death with a meat cleaver.
Actually, Jamie Lee, it was actually pretty decent, I thought.
Yeah,
so.
Well, the other thing is, doesn't anyone remember, like in the one movie, Jamie Lee actually got killed? And then she is again. Here she is.
Wait a minute. She never got killed, did she?
Yeah, she did in the one film. She got killed.
Which one?
She got thrown off a building.
But she survived, I think, right? She's got that Michael blood.
Oh, of course. I really don't like remakes and like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that anyone really has the ability to make a decent film anymore.
Well, this one they did was supposed to be as if it would have been Hollywood the Halloween second one. Like they want you to forget all the other stuff.
Right. They tried to do Well, here's the problem with that I have. One, they tried to do like the original Halloween Part 2. You know what I mean? That thing, but 20 years later.
Yeah.
Mustafa Akkad really did Halloween 2 flawlessly to begin with. Yeah. 1981, same year of my birth. Boom, bam, boom. It's still, to me, today is the most flawless sequel I've ever seen. It blends completely into the original, and it finishes out, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
when she goes to the hospital and everything, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then that thing that I always like that picture of the nurse when she's like, "Woo!" and he goes, "That surprise finger up your butt." That little meme. Woo! But yeah, that was really funny. But I actually, here's the funny thing is, did I ever tell you the story when I went to Germany and I went to a video store?
No. I know you told me about the Germany before. I don't think you told me about the video store.
Well, I was in Germany, and there's lots of nasty videos in Germany, of course, and I bought them all, by the way.
I was like,
But,
I think Peter brought some back to him with him to the UK.
Yeah, well, we tried to replicate them in the hotel room, but I was in Germany with my wife at the time back in 2010. We went with my friend. We went to my friend's. His friend owned a video store, right? And of course, there's a lot of logistic things and laws and a lot of banned stuff. Of course, you can't have a lot of stuff. It's very militant there, kind of. It's still in a weird way, but he's like, oh, let me show you something, guys. I was like, okay, cool. I'm fine, cool. I'm totally into seeing more videos, more things. He knows I'm a huge horror fan, the whole deal. So he actually had to shut down the store, lock it all up, turn the lights off like he was closing. He walked us back, and I'm talking, he's walking us back through films that you can't tell your grandmother about.
This is like Hostel or something.
Yeah, he's walking us back through. You could just use your imagination, and they weren't horror movies. I'm just saying, he was walking us back through some crazy stuff, and that's perfectly fine. And then he gets to this door that's locked with a big chain across it too, a bar and a chain. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. Holy shit! And he's unlocking the fucking thing, and he pulled the thing out, and he opened this door. It's like, oh, here's the bad stuff. Okay, let's do this. And I pull out Halloween 2.
Really?
It's banned. It was banned. It was the closet full of movies that were technically banned in Germany. When I was there in 2000, it's just because the video nasties, the whole people reviewing films and getting films shoved onto them, and Germany had Halloween 2 banned when I was in Germany in 2010.
Wow. That's interesting.
So, I was walking through things that I'm not going to say on your podcast. I'm just not doing it.
And then you're like, hey, there's Halloween 2.
That is perfectly fine to buy. No problem. And
Right.
I pull out Halloween fucking 2 from 1981. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, it's still cool because I know it's taboo, if you know what I mean, where I'm at. You know what I mean? So I'm I'm going through all these cool horror movies and different things. And there's some random French porn from 1941 that's banned for some reason. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. It's cool. You know what I mean? So it was still kind of interesting to see that kind of dark side of film.
Yeah.
Even though to us, it's like nothing.
I wonder if they banned Caligula.
Oh, that was in there probably. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just interesting because these have to get reviewed and then resubmitted. So once they were banned, they were just banned. Nobody actually put them back up for re-review. Yeah. And now Halloween 2 is now legal in Germany. So that's now legal now. But when I was there in 2010, it still was on the ban list. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, hopefully they ban Gigli. So nobody should ever see that movie.
I was gonna say, hopefully they ban The Pianist because that was really bad too. Yeah.
Whereas
they don't ban everything that needs to be banned. Oh, this is garbage. I hope they ban this. Nope, center of the stage. Actually, the other funny thing about film when I was over there, and it's a really good film. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but when I was in Germany, Paul was coming out. The film Paul with the alien. I don't know if you saw that with the song.
I didn't see it, but you know what? I got it on.
Oh, you have to see Paul.
I got it burned on a DVD or DVR here. I just never watched it.
Oh, you have to watch that. So every time I look around, there's my name huge everywhere.
Seth Rogen's the alien voice in it, right?
Yeah, the alien, and then you have Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as the two British geeks, which I love those two. When those two get together, magic happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. When you have those perfect comedy duos, like the Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, those kind of, when you get them together, magic will always happen.
Yeah,
those are the same two guys.
I can always sit back and watch Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz or one of their things and just laugh.
Hot Fuzz is fucking amazing.
Yeah. What's the other one?
I think.
What was the drinking one? End of the what was the end of the world?
World's End.
Yeah, World's End. Yeah.
World's End is another amazing film. And actually, ever since then, I was like, okay, bar crawls are things I need to do.
Yeah.
This needs to happen. I found out in Gettysburg there's 10 bars that you can do a bar crawl in. So I was thinking about trying to I work out at Gettysburg bar crawl one day with a bunch of people.
They're actually about to do a margarita crawl here in a month, like October. So yeah.
I've never had a margarita.
Yeah. Never ever, really. It's the most popular drink in America.
Yeah, but I'm not a margarita drinker.
Well, that's true. Yeah, Have you ever had a mojito?
No.
Okay. I say mojito's not too much off a margarita.
I've never had a martini. I've never had a margarita, and I've never had a mojito. Okay. Actually, I've never had a Moscow Mule either.
I've never done a mule.
But I did a mixed drink here. It was a canned mixed drink I did on my channel. I think it was just videotaped. I don't know if I did it live. I might have to post it. But it's going to be on my PA Spirit Reviews, and it was a canned Moscow Mule. And actually, I liked it.
Did you just start a new channel for Spirit Reviews?
No, it's just another playlist.
Okay, all right. I have to look at that too.
I did an oak-aged rum a long time ago, but I guess I never got a chance to post it because that was my first spirit review. But I realized that I don't do enough spirits on my channel either. So,
I'm still a little shaky on some of the spirit stuff. I like to do more. I mean, considering I used to bartend back then, I just never really, when I bartended, did it to actually review type stuff. But I need to get in and do some more of them. When I took, and the thing that sucked, I don't know if you've had any issues lately with Mobcam. I've had a couple of things pop up where some of my videos are recorded, but they don't come through. Like it says recorded, and it doesn't go to the user. I end up losing it. But Saturday when Joe was here and Eric was here and Todd, we were inside Party Source where Jo is, and we actually were going through like vodka and this chocolate tequila and these different cells, all kind of different things. And I was recording it, and I lost the video from it. So it's like
that sucks.
Explain it right now. So. But we had this chocolate tequila that was fantastic. Let me get some of the comments here. Dolly, Philly in the house. Yeah. Of course, I grew up outside Philly, and Paul's on the other side of Philly in PA. So kind of works out well. Richie says, hey, Rod and guest beer brother. Seeing Paul here. Says, shapes of hops to come might be inspired by the late 60s band Yardbirds and Everflow, possibly by Pearl Jam.
That's Even Flow.
Even Flow. That's what I say. Yeah. It said Everflow.
No,
I just read it.
It's just Everflow. Even Flow.
That's what I thought it was. That's what it said.
At least Victory's project was actually a different hop every time, so that was cool. Oh, it's called Ever Moving Parts. It was something like a hashtag Even Flow or Everflow, and then Ever Moving Parts, and that was cool. I like that.
And Dolly says, she said, I am Dolly, the human. So there we go. So now it's Dolly.
First problem.
And Vanessa says hello, but Vanessa said her internet is also down, so just stopped in to say hello. And then Dolly says she's actually sick of beards. So I think if I said beard or no beard, she would actually say no beard if I asked her to vote right now.
This says the person that can't grow one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Having her internet repaired in October. I'm surprised Vanessa doesn't repair her own internet because Vanessa does so many other good things herself.
Yeah.
The internet takes her down. It's like, oh, you need like something new for your car? I can weld that out for you.
I don't know where I don't know. You probably even asked Vanessa at some point in time where she lived. But depending on where you live, it's gonna like depending on where you live, the more you have to do everything yourself anyway. So that might have been something that kind of spurred that.
Well, Vanessa's up in the Northeast, and I'm going to try to get it right here. I'm going to say Connecticut. But she's like done so many different things over her life. She's like awesome on all the different things that she can actually do, you know.
Mm-hmm. And there's people that are like jack of all trades, but then there's people that do one thing amazingly.
Mm-hmm.
I do everything adequately. That's me.
Just for survival.
Yeah, I can do everything kind of. That's me. I'm just doing it. Yeah.
I can get you there, but I can't guarantee you'll get back.
There's no guarantees you're getting back, son, but I can get you there, buddy. Mm-hmm.
And then Richie said hello to Vanessa. Dolly said, ugh, in a sanitary, everyone has a beard in these parts, so she's not big on the beards and sick of man buns. Well, who isn't sick of a man bun?
Oh, wait, the man bun should have never happened.
Should have never happened.
Back 1,000 years ago, like in the one like East German Slavic areas, or there was like the knots that they would have a big like knot on the side of their head, and the hair would be in a knot. I'd be okay with that, but the man bun thing, absolutely fucking not.
I say sometimes you see like people get out there, they start jogging, and sometimes you'll see guys jogging. It's like some people when they jog, and some people when they jog, it's like, what are you doing? You're not really jogging. You don't even know what you're like floating over there. Like you're not going anywhere really. And nothing worse than seeing a guy kind of floating with a man bun. Like I don't even know what you're doing.
I'm floating with the man bun.
Foamy, he says, hey, everybody, just finished an Oscar Blues Cano Bliss Citrus IPA. Now having the new Bells and Voodoo Ranger juicer for IPA. Cheers. And welcome, Foamy. Foamy's actually down in Texas. Hopefully you're in good shape, and everybody that you know down there is in good shape. I saw Houston was really getting hit with that flooding earlier, and they were pulling people out and stuff. So freaking weather is just crazy. And then Vanessa says, nothing real about reality TV, right?
Nope, absolutely not.
Dolly going old school says, I'm having a strawberry Nestle Quick, ice cold, baby. I haven't had a Nestle Quick. I don't even know when the last time I had a strawberry Nestle Quick. But I remember like growing up with those.
I had one at least 30 years ago.
Well, at least, right? But yeah, like more in the recent times. I think I may have had one like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I just saw it like in Kroger or something like that on the shelf. Oh, I'm gonna have one of those, kind of guy.
Baby, Nestle Quick, baby, that's right.
Yeah.
Maybe my kids have, but I haven't. Well, see, back when we were kids, they didn't have pre-made ones.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Yeah, you couldn't just go to the store and be like, give me that Nestle Quick, baby, that's it, and just drink it. You couldn't do that. Now, my kids, they might have had one now and again because they go to the thing and pick stuff out like that.
Yeah. Nestle Quick and Ovaltine. What are you going to have?
Ovaltine.
Step up to the bar.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
And then Dolly says, so you were a witch, asking you the goatee guy. Well, technically, if you're male, wouldn't it be a warlock, not a witch?
A warlock? A sorcerer?
There's an old school movie.
I'm just the guy who touched people's butts. That's all I do. I'm a butt toucher. Is that a witchcraft thing? I don't know.
That was an old school movie, Warlock. I remember that one.
Warlock.
Back in the day.
I actually have that on soundtrack. I have the double LP of the Warlock soundtrack.
Who was the guy that played Warlock? That was Julian.
Oh, don't ask me the name.
I can't remember the name. I think it was like Julian something because he was out for like a minute back in the day.
Oh yeah, he was a big. I mean, he played some of the villains in like a couple different movies, and then of course he played Warlock. But unfortunately, I don't know his name. I have, like I said, I can see his face right in right there. Actually, he played in The Golden Child as well.
It was Julian Sands.
Was Julian Sands also in The Golden Child?
No, Golden Child was the other guy. I think that was. Let me see here.
Because that was a fucking great movie too.
Please let him ask for it.
Because Golden Child is a film I want, but I don't own yet.
Let's see. It was Charles Dance played the bad guy in that one.
Okay.
Yeah, Golden Child. That was a funny movie.
There's no flaw.
Very funny, Monty. Very funny. There is a ground down there.
Nobody knows that film either. If you mention it, no one knows anything about it. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. Farm Boy says, what's up, Rajay? What's up, Farm Boy? Welcome in, brother. Glad to have you aboard. Gilbert says, what's eating Gilbert Grape? I still hear that joke.
Yeah. That was the only film where Leonardo DiCaprio actually didn't act in.
Yeah.
That's really him.
Richie said, ask your guest if Centipede was based in Germany. And I think he's referencing the Human Centipede, probably.
Human Centipede is such a crappy film. I would have done that completely different. If I was sewing people together, I'll tell you, it would work. It would fucking work. This whole thing was just stupid. I just don't like it.
It was, yeah, but it was kind of like this thing that kind of was done, and it kind of just caught a viral type phase on people.
Oh no, it's because people like the shock value of it. Still.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, as a person who wants to cut up people and sew them together in weird ways, I would have done it completely fucking different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like their heads would have been probably like sewed to the top of everybody's butts, and then their intestines would have been woven together. It's a whole different thing. Like, we're not going mouth to where they went. I'm just saying, we're not doing that. That's obscene. That's obscene.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. I'm way above that because I don't ever say anything rude or gross. Wait a second, I do. Never mind.
And Billy was saying, Dolly, just caught up on a few of the videos, not on YouTube much. Oh, the border collie. Sorry to hear about that, Billy, about your dog passing away. 29 years and 5 months. That's a long time now. That's a long time. And then Billy said they actually made him comfortable the last 2 weeks. So, yeah. And Vanessa said, broke her router, her shelf failed, and it went bang.
Oh, shit. Bam.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Well, she's gonna be over there with a soldering iron and like paper clips, MacGyver style. She'll get it up running in a second.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, she probably could take it apart and get it fixed. And the Dolly said, back when she just connected with you, that's a good thing. People definitely connect with each other. And then says, sorry about your fur baby. Live a long, good life. Vanessa says, I need to buy 2 new ones to better connect. Yes, my degrees are mathematics and comp sci. Original nerd before folks use such a term. It's the old school. So you would probably go to Comic-Con if she was here.
Yeah. My problem is I grew up very dyslexic, so math wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine if you're dyslexic doing math, I can definitely see that. I mean, most people.
That's why. Like my mom didn't realize I was like that dyslexic until like she's like, okay, what's the sign say? Like, and I was like 53. She's like, no, that's 35. Like, what the fuck? And I, she was just trying to. I was like, yeah, I'm totally dyslexic. The one thing that helped my dyslexia was being a machinist.
Yeah.
Because guess what happens when you put the numbers in the wrong spot? Yeah. You do that once or twice, you start paying more attention. There you go. So pretty much I've been better since then.
Let's see. Gilbert says, I'm great at 50% effort. So we were talking about the effort being given on stuff.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Not so good.
And Vanessa has chocolate tippy cow in fridge or cream with rum. The orange tippy cow tastes awesome too. Made in Wisconsin. That's be tasty.
With comfort, baby. That's right, baby.
But you put that baby on some ice cream and slap it all around.
Put it on the ice cream, baby. That's right. Well, I just smear it on some gargantola. Or
Don't need no cheese for that. Gilbert said Hershey's powder. Yeah.
Oh, now that's I used to buy that a lot for the kids and for baking, and even my wife back in the day used to buy it for baking and stuff. And I brewed with it a few times, the special dark. Yeah, but Nestle's was something I remember when I was a kid alone.
Yeah.
The powder. And
then Vanessa said Vincent Price, the old Raven movie. They said, oops.
Oh, yeah.
More like movie. But yeah,
actually,
the old Raven movie was like
thing is,
growing up as a kid, I used to watch that in black and white.
What was it? The same time they were filming The Raven, they filmed Dimension 13 or something like that at the same time. Corbin did. And they used the same kind of scenes for the same film. He basically, Roger Corman tried to make the same film twice. And The Raven, and that is basically the first time you ever see Jack Nicholson in a film.
Yeah,
that's his first appearance and stuff.
Oh, really? Okay, I know that.
Yeah, that's his first appearance in the film, and later you see him in Little Shop of Horrors as the guy that comes in that doesn't want Novocaine because he likes to torture. Fucking great film, great scene. No, don't do that. No, oh yeah, okay. It's so funny. Now I'll tell you what. I mean, it's not the Little Shop of Horrors is not as good as the original, but the remake with Rick Moranis and stuff is pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's more funny obviously. Not scary, but the original one is pretty good.
Just feed me, baby.
Yeah, feed me, Seymour, feed me.
Vanessa says, "Yeah, give me the knife. LOL, sir, Numpsy. Yeah, you get that router. I'm telling you, Vanessa, you got it in you." And then Dolly said, "Vanessa, who is Vincent Price?" I think Dolly's just joking.
No, you know what? If someone asked me that, I'd be triggered. That's the thing they say now.
Who's
Triggered.
Vincent Price? What?
What the fuck?
Hey, who's Double Lugosi? What?
If someone said that to me in real life, I might have to drop kick them. I think you'd actually see a flying, or I'd knock him down and do the Macho Man elbow drop on him. I just have to do that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
From the top rope, yeah.
From the top rope, yeah.
Foamy says, "We are good here in the San Antonio, Austin area. Just had a thunderstorm finally. Cooled it from 101 to 72 degrees. Yeah, I bet you were happy to have that hit. Sure. We've been all dry weather here. We're like in the 90s, but
Yeah. There's usually the girls were mad at me today because we drive to the one gas station. There's always a huge pond there of a puddle,
yeah.
and there was no puddle. And they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I don't control the weather." Because for the last like 3 months, we've just had great times just boring through that thing. And water goes everywhere. And we went through and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "What? What? What? I'll get a hose out. Hold on.
You get the puddle god on the phone right now."
I'll get him. Here's a speed dial. Call him up. You know."
Farm Boys having the 2019 Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest. What do you think about that one? I actually enjoyed the 2019 version this year. I liked the last one last year for 2018. I like this one a little bit more than last year. But
I heard it was malt forward. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, this is the time for it, my friend. This is the time. I've only had actually, I think, 2 Oktoberfest beers this year. The Sierra Nevada one, and then I want to say I was out somewhere, and it might have been the Sam Adams I actually had. But I'll be at Oktoberfest this weekend, and then it's like you go to Oktoberfest here in Cincinnati, and it's like they got like the different stands. You're like, out of my way. You go right to the real German booth. Like, I want this. Yeah. I don't even know how to pronounce this one, but I want it to fill my cup.
Well, that's the funny thing is, like, we go to, like, it's almost a month old now because they're supposed to have it in September, but fuck it. I'm here. Yeah.
I'm here. It's like, feed me, baby.
Feed me. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then Vanessa did say Price was a classic horror actor. Well, so I don't know if Dolly was actually joking or not, but she says, cool over here. She's making chocolate pretzels with her housemate. Yums.
Yum.
Cook spicy shrimp and noodles.
Yum, 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 yum.
Vanessa says, double dip the pretzels. You can double dip in your own house. Can't go out.
Are you double dipping?
Yeah.
Double dipping?
You also know the
Actually, I just had really good almonds. I bought them from, there's a place called Gertrude Hawk that makes chocolate in Pennsylvania. It was caramel dipped Himalayan salt almonds. And they were pretty goddamn delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like 11 something, but like they were discounted $3 a bag. So I was like, fuck yeah, get rid of them. Yeah, they were good. I was like, I don't need these at all, but I'm going to have all of them.
Yeah. Keep them coming.
Oh, they were good. They were good.
Yeah, Vanessa said outside where she's at, it's cold tonight. She had 3 blankets. 3 blankets. I'm not a huge blanket person. I'm also like one of those people that have to have like a foot out or whatever to catch like the breeze on my toes or whatever to help me sleep or whatever. Like, it gets too hot. So
I'll tell you what. When last year, because I'm a hobo and I live in a shack, when my kids weren't here, the heat really wasn't on.
yeah,
Except for I mean, the heat was on, but it wasn't on all the
Right.
way. I didn't have the wood stove going. I'd come home, I'd drink and see my breath in the beer review, and then I go, "What? Oh, it's 48 degrees in here. Okay, well, fuck it. I'm not gonna take my clothes off. I just lay in bed with my clothes on, put the blanket over, and go to bed. I'm good."
yeah.
Yep.
Just crash out.
Yep, just crash out. Screw it. I was like, fuck it. I'm saving money. Good night. Yep.
And apparently Donnie said, yes, Vanessa always, my housemate kicked me out of the kitchen while she was eating the chocolate. So she was banished from the kitchen.
No.
Yeah.
That's what my ex-wife said. My ex-wife's like, you're a dog. You're just like the dog. She's always like, you wander around, you pee on everything. You stand next to me when I'm cooking, like, hey, what you got? What you got going on there? What's going on? You gonna drop something? What's going on? She's like, get away from me. I was like, I'll eat some of that. What do you want?
Here's a good question from Richie. Richie says, both of your all-time favorite horror films.
Jaws, number one.
Yeah, see, I was going to say Jaws too. Yeah. I mean,
Jaws, number one.
it's almost like anytime Jaws is on.
That's the film that my dad has made sure that I love. He showed it to me when I was a little kid. He explained it. He loves the people that were in it. The whole, like, everything about it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And I've kind of jumped right on the same bandwagon. Jaws is amazing. I have the laser disc. I have the LP. I have the beta. I have the VHS and the DVD.
Yeah. Jaws is a good one. It was definitely a movie that really scared me. I mean, going to
did you ever check out The Gate?
No, I never.
The Gate was freaky. The Gate was freaky.
Wait a minute, is The Gate the one that had Johnny Depp? Or
no.
Okay.
Johnny Depp was
that was Elm Street or something. Yeah.
The Gate was a weird one where, like, these kids accidentally buried their dog after playing a vinyl backwards, and like little fucking demons came out of the pit and all. It's a really freaky movie, especially when you're a kid. It's really freaky. It's pretty good.
But what about?
I love The Howling. I'm a big werewolf guy, so I love
Howling was a good one. But I think like the Birds, was
fucking fantastic. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being when I was younger. The Birds got me so much that when I was younger, we had to walk from our school I walked to my grandmother's house, and we had to pass like our library, and then right next to it was our rec center, like old like rec center, like from back in the 40s or whatever like that. But all these pigeons would sit on top of it or bird, and it's like I'd always walk all the way around because I did not want to go in front of them because of the birds. Like seeing it as a kid, like just like it's like I'm not going that way.
I remember when I was watching The Birds too. And I've never seen this before. It's something that you obviously always happens, but you never notice it because you're a little kid. I watched The Birds, and then, of course, I was walking my neighborhood that I lived in, and I looked up, and you see this, like, train of birds above you because it was a migration, you know? Yeah. And you're like, oh no, oh, shit, oh, God, we're going to die. And, of course, you're like,
it's started.
It started. We're all gonna die. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I think. What do you think about? Did you ever check out Dawn of the Dead from 1978 or Texas Chainsaw from 1974?
Yeah. Those were all. But it's kind of like they're horror, but then it's like almost like that, or like Friday the 13th, or whatever. Is it more horror, or is it more like more of a gore type feel type thing? I mean,
yeah, or a little bit of both.
The first Friday 13th was really good.
Say with you. Dawn of the Dead 1978 to me, when I watch it, it's like a comic book come to life. It's not horror. It's like a comic. It's like an action adventure film. Survival action adventure comic, because everything's so outlandish and so crazy, but I love it. I love everything about Dawn of the Dead.
You
know, it's one of those kind of films.
There was
Night of the Living Dead for me.
I mean, Night of the Living Dead's up there for me. I mean, that's just
1968 is probably my number 3 or 4, maybe 2. I don't know, maybe 2 favorite horror film ever.
And then
that's the one that really changed the playing field for zombies, because without that film, it wouldn't.
You don't have the other stuff. Yeah. And
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a better one, and we'll go back to what Vanessa. I think it was Vanessa that said this. Vincent Price's Last Man on Earth from 19.
Oh yeah.
Was it 1960 something? Yeah. That one was based off the I Am Legend novel.
Yeah.
And that one inspired Night of the Living Dead to actually happen. So that one is probably the more important one of all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, you
One
also
thing, one thing I can say is talk about horror. Okay, I have something to talk about. Beer, horror, beer, horror, beer, horror.
Dude can start a whole new beer horror series.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I can. That's what I can talk about.
But then you also had like as far as slasher films. I mean, you don't have it all start until like you had like Psycho from Hitchcock. I mean,
Psycho, yeah.
Psycho.
Actually, the best because all that like Texas Chainsaw and Psycho, they were all based off Ed Gein, the Plainsfield Ghoul from 1955, something like that. And the best film that it like actually shows him as the real person, it's not always accurate, but it's pretty damn close, is Deranged. From like the 1981 or something like that, that era.
Yeah.
Deranged is really good. You can get it on a double disc with Motel Hell, which is a fun film.
Yeah.
So Motel Hell Deranged, that's really fun. That's a really good film that shows Ed Gein in his kind of heyday, if you know what I mean.
Rarely does a remake shine as much as an original, but the thing was really good.
Oh, The Thing, yeah. See, the thing, the Thing from Another World came out in the 50s, and then The Thing came out in 1982,
right?
And was amazing. See, the thing is, I do piss on remakes a lot, but when you take these horror sci-fi ones and you remake them in the 80s with the crazy, like, because the 80s are just crazy. So when you do them in the 80s from the sci-fi shit from the 50s, it works out amazingly well. Because Invaders from Mars, The Thing, The Fly, they're all fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta have Alien on the list, though, too.
Alien, yeah. Alien's
like
good,
horror
too.
film. I mean,
I'm actually a big Predator fan.
Yeah. Predator was good, too. But I think Alien was more of that suspenseful type feel that really caught a lot of people off guard.
When I look at like the bare, if you bare bones Alien, it's literally a slasher film but in space.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I actually something about Predator to me I like more, but I do appreciate Alien for what it is.
Well, Predator was kind of like, okay, now you're going to have something with humans being hunted. You know what I mean? So,
and they're going to hunt back. It's kind of the same slasher vibe, honestly. It's just in the jungle with some guy going a lot. You know what I mean? It's still a slasher film the same way, yeah. But it's well done. I think both films are well done.
Yeah, but there was one.
What do you like better? If you had to pick one, do you think RoboCop is better, Terminator is better, or Aliens are better?
Out of those,
RoboCop, Terminator, and Alien. If you had to pick one of those big blockbusters,
RoboCop would be last for me out of that one.
RoboCop's last.
Yeah, I would have.
You have to go through Terminator and Alien.
Good too. I would probably put Alien then Terminator.
Okay, Aliens first.
Yeah.
And Terminator then RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong the other way either. It's just like
maybe it's one of those ones where there's no wrong answers.
Yeah. It's what you're feeling, right? But it's like if I'm sitting down and again, if I start watching something that Alien is on, I'll start getting locked into it again. Terminator's on, I'll kind of start getting locked in, but not fully like I would with Alien. You know, kind of looking forward.
I think Terminator 2 is better than Terminator 1.
Really?
Yeah, T2.
Everybody said it before. Yeah. I mean, it was a different play they had, and it was a good sequel. So, I mean, James Cameron.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I like how they interwove everything. I do like that. I like that a lot.
It'll be interesting to see. Are you going to go see the new Terminator when it comes out to see how that folds into the story?
No, it's stupid. Okay, now I'm on another rant now. Why in the fuck would you ever make a Terminator that shows Arnold Schwarzenegger age? Because he's not supposed to. The Terminators, when it shows the Terminators from the future in T2, they all look like Arnold.
Right.
They're not supposed to age. What the fuck are you doing? You dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it. Like, it's that blatant more money. That they're doing like the John Rambos.
Yeah.
Why does everyone
the last Rambo coming out too?
It's called First Blood. It's not called Rambo. It's called First Blood.
Well, you know, I was watching the trailer to the last Rambo about to come out, and it's kind of like in the trailer, like Rambo finally comes home or something like that. I'm like, wait a minute, he was home when he had First Blood. So you don't kill people here before.
Finally,
He was already here in the first one. That's why it's Last Blood.
yeah.
Like you guys kind of missed that on the little voiceover there. Like he's already done it here in America. So
This has happened before, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
But maybe if we would have just let these guys have Rambo and Terminator 1 through 10, we wouldn't have had like Cliffhanger and Judge Dredd and Last Action Hero and all these other little different things that happened.
I am the law. I am the law.
Oh, that was so bad. Judge Dredd is horrible.
We could have had that crossover though.
At the same time, I will tell you,
we never did get that crossover of Rambo versus Terminator.
I'll tell you what though, I love Demolition Man.
Demolition Man was good. That is a nice.
It was good. It was fun. It was stupid. It was like Last Action Hero. It was fun. It was stupid. It was campy. It was garbage. But at the same time, it was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I mean,
and who doesn't remember Suburban Commando with Hulk Hogan? Oh yeah, baby. You get to see the Undertaker before he was the Undertaker with a high, whiny voice like this. Like, oh my god! Did I just watch that?
Well, I think we gave you a pretty good rundown, Richie. There was one other movie I was going to say that was really one of my favorites too back in the day, though. It was one of Steven Spielberg's earlier films. It might have been his first film. It was a movie called Duel. Have you ever seen that?
Duel is amazing. Actually, the funny thing is, when they made Duel, remember that like Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of when the truck came off the hill there at the end, blew up. They used the same thing in Jaws.
Ah, did they? Okay.
They took that and they used it in Duel, but it was in Jaws originally. When you see Jaws falling to the ground in blood, you hear.
And you still that truck.
Use that in Duel as well.
Yeah, I didn't realize it.
Yeah, Duel, 1971, Duel.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I said that it wasn't Dennis Quaid though. It was what you call him that played the actor. I think wasn't that their dad that did it? It was another Quaid. Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, what's that?
No, Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid, all the Quaids.
But I think this was like the Quaid father or whatever who did that movie.
The father of the Quaids.
Yeah, that guy. That was
the Michael of the Shandons.
So Richie's like, geez, I didn't need all those horror movies probably. So
you know what? Fucking deal with it, Richie.
And Vanessa says Netgear Nighthawk times 10 times 2, 26 consecutive. I'm sorry, 26 active connections through 5G Wi-Fi. I kind of jumbled that out, but that was like the breakdown of her router. Billy has said mathematics was easy for me, so it was art, but can't spell for anything. Vanessa says fresh whipped heavy cream with the Choco Tippy Cow. There you go.
No, was that sexual or are you just talking about what you're eating?
Just with some cream, yeah. That's what I said. Put it on ice cream machine.
Like heavy cream, fucking ready whip, French maids, milking machines. Like things are going down. Like
it's a party.
Oh, it definitely took it up from that mathematical equation of her router. It really kicked up the comments. Yeah, that was good.
And then Gilbert moved on to Nickelbrook Wicked Awesome IPA. If we do get some of the Nickelbrook and we get that Hardy too, I need to pick up that Hardy next time I'm back in Jungle Gyms.
Oh, is it actually is it really called Wicked, or is he doing like it's Wicked Awesome? It's Wicked Doc down there.
I don't think he has
the IPA is Wicked Awesome. It's the Cast Meow.
Last I checked, he's not that full Connecticut type Boston guy that calls everything wicked, but we never know.
Wicked Doc down there. You can't see nothing. Wicked Awesome.
The Vanessa says, cool backwards. No worries on spelling. Humans are very efficient at guessing what is typed. Spell checking Grammarly. Oh, yeah. LOL. Vanessa said 51 and falling fast. It will be near 40 by 2 o'clock. So, wow. She is getting that cold coming off that Atlantic Ocean.
All right. I'm jealous.
Yeah. I can't wait. A little bit cool. I like it like 60s to 70s.
Oh,
And
no,
when it
I
falls
like
to
it
the
40s,
50s,
40s to
when it starts
50s.
falling into the 40s, it's like, all right, you know.
Yeah, I like it 40 to 50. I'm in that. I'm like, well, no, I'll say 60. 40 to 60. I can take anything in the 40 to 60 range. I'm fine with it.
You know what I should do is actually when it comes to winter, I might brew again. I should brew like a lager.
I
Like
need to brew
strong
too.
lager.
I actually, my fast ferment is full of an imperial stout I brewed a year and a half ago with bourbon in it. It's just aging.
Yeah.
I need to empty that bitch out, see what it tastes like, and fill it up.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can do start sampling that bad boy. I think the longest I've ever fermented a beer is that 12%.
Mm-hmm. Oh fuck! It's been in there for a year and a half. It might be 100% by now. I don't know.
I think the longest I ever fermented a beer was like 4 months for one of the ones. That was like a stronger ale that I made.
I might top it up with a whole nother bottle of bourbon just in case.
Can't hurt.
Make sure nothing lives in this bitch.
Farm Boy said it's tasty, man. Super clean finish is what I love about it. I've had a case of it already. LOL. Yeah. So yeah, I thought Sierra Nevada did a good job with it this year. I thought he did a good job with it last year. It was like the year before. Then it was like, what are you guys doing? This isn't like one of the ones like you guys are used to doing. I forgot which one it was they did it with, but each year they pair up with the German brewery to make the Oktoberfest now, which is kind of a cool idea as well. So glad you're digging it for sure. And then Vanessa says, I teach math, but I am not a grammar Nazi except on homework. And Billy says, I love the Goose Island and Sam Adams Oktoberfest. So I don't know if I've had the Goose Island Oktoberfest. I know I've had it in the last couple of years. Maybe I had it previously. But the Sam Adams Oktoberfest actually is a decent one that I've had. I think that's the only other one I've had this year. And I think I was at a restaurant, and that's what I had on tap there. But I'd have to look at my Untapped to check back at this point. Vanessa, dark chocolate dip with soft caramels, freshly made with sea salt sprinkles. That sounds pretty good. Blood pressure extremely low. I'm always freezing. Yeah, I'd rather be colder than hotter, though. For me, I always prefer the cold to heat. Billy says 105 one day and 114 one day. Last week, high of 90s rest of the week. Now high of 70s and 53 at night. Yeah, we're kind of fluctuating, too. We go... The last few days, we've been like in the mid-90s for the most part during the day. And then by nighttime, you're about 70. Then overnight, you're down to about 50. So some weird fluctuations we're getting. Gilbert had also said Night of the Living Dead as well. That's one of his favorites. Vanessa said Birds, awesome classic. Run down a beach full of seagulls screeching like the ladies in the movie. Richie says the Birds is a vintage classic. Vanessa said, yes, Night of the Living Dead. Ever see Blood-Sucking Freaks? It was
I have
for a while,
VHS.
but I got a bootleg copy after several months of hunting. You've seen it. You got a copy of it, too?
I have it on VHS. Yeah, I love it. Now, are we talking about Blood-Sucking Freaks, the one from the 80s on VHS? Because, yeah, that's a delicate little gem right there. I'll
Tell you what, that's a classic.
I don't know about classic, but it's fucking dirty.
Where's his blood coming? Never mind. Anyway, Richie says Night of the Living Dead, original zombie film. And I wonder what was the second one.
Well, the original one was Night of the Living Dead. Okay, that was the one that spawned everything in 1986. And you have to basically, I can't give you that answer, but you have to look at 1986, and then you have to see the succession. What one took off after that? Night of the Living Dead was virtually unknown until the mid 70s, and of course he came out with Dawn of the Dead in 1978. So I mean, there's a couple ones in between there though. So like was it The Living Dead in Manchester Morgue was like 1975? So maybe it was that one, but we have to check it out. I don't know. I'm going to look into it, and I'm going to tell you on the next Maniac Meat podcast.
There you go. And when is your next podcast?
Friday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on this channel of PA Brew News.
Yeah, so check out PA Brew News on Fridays.
We're doing Bigfoot this year. We're doing Bigfoot this episode.
Oh, are you? Okay.
We're doing Legend of Boggy Creek and Sasquatch.
You guys ever do Jersey Devil?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we can find a film that is about the Jersey Devil, we will definitely do it. We will definitely do that, and we'll talk because we're gonna do the 2 films, and then we're gonna talk about our like of Bigfoot and our experiences with Bigfoot, and then we're gonna close it out, and we're gonna do something else. But at the same time, we like to when we find a film that we have like more like personal experiences with, we like to talk about them. Like, well, for instance, like when I was on the They Must Be Destroyed on Sight, a movie podcast on Lee's channel, they talked about Dawn of the Dead and Our Living Dead, but like then they let me kind of open up and be like, oh yeah, I was here, I was there, I met him, I saw this, I did this, you know what I mean? Like they let me open up and talk about how I experienced the film and how I live in PA and how we see it from a Pennsylvania, aspect. So it was nice. That
So
kind of thing.
when you go to the festival this week, are you gonna try to get some video and stuff and things like that?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah. Usually the problem is unless I'm with someone, like because I went in 2016, but the problem is when I'm out, I'm not. Hi everybody. I'm like, get the fuck away from me, you fucking you're a piece of shit. Like that's how I am when I'm out.
Yeah.
So I need to open up and I need to really get out and film stuff and meet people and maybe do like interviews and shit. So I'm gonna work on that.
There you go. Well, I think that'd be some good stuff to definitely get going. Vanessa said she thought Dawn of the Dead were the next one she thought in the series. And then she said The Blob, which is another classic one there too.
The Blob from 1955 with oh, I know his name. He was in the Bullet and The Great Escape. I know it's.
Oh, that's Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen, 1955. It was shot in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania at the Colonial Theater. And they still do Blobfest. And in Blobfest, you're allowed to run out just like they did when they show the Blob. They show the Blob in the theater. And in the scene where everyone runs out of the Colonial Theater, you're allowed to do that too.
Huh.
That's so cool. And they do Blobfest. And every Friday night, every other, like the 3rd or 4th Friday night in the Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, where Sly Fox is, and a couple other great breweries, by the way, you can do Fright Night, and they do a different movie every Fright Night there still. Yes.
I always wonder what it would have been like because I've grown up in New Jersey. And
I'm so sorry.
They had the War of the Worlds back when, Orson Welles.
Orson Welles.
And just to think what it would have been that night listening to that broadcast, how people were freaking out and stuff.
Back before the internets got big, back when I had a MySpace.
Oh, MySpace, yeah.
Before that, too. Every Halloween, of course I work. I work all the time. I work, and especially before I had kids.
Yeah.
I work and work and work. So I remember every Halloween on the radio, I'd put on, and the NPR station where I live here would do Orson Welles' War of the Worlds every Halloween, every night. So every time Halloween came on, I got to listen to Orson Welles' War of the Worlds every fucking Halloween while I was working. Very cool.
Right.
And here's the thing is, a lot of people can't do this, and that's the sad thing, because I assume everyone can do this, but a lot of people can't actually put their brain into like Copilot and just put yourself in to the situation.
Right.
Like, think about where you were. Like, think about you being in there when this was on the radio and everyone going fucking ape shit.
Yeah.
Some people can't do that. Some people don't have the imagination to be able to do that. I didn't realize that. But I think that's why I get so much more enjoyment out of things than other people do.
Yeah.
Because they can't actually, put themselves in. I'm not saying you can't or she can't or they can't or this and that, but I'm like, some people can't.
Well, we grew up with imaginations in our generation too.
We grew up with that thing where you had to like see this knife. Well, no, it's not a knife. It's a sailboat. It's going across the sea, and there's Vikings on there, and they're peeing on each other. It's amazing. You can't do that now.
Yeah.
You have to work with what you have.
And
Yeah,
then
but Worlds is definitely amazing. To listen to that. I love the fact that one guy shot a water tower, and I'm like, that fucking water tower has been there since you were probably a kid, and you shot the son of a bitch. Yeah. So you can understand how people like randomly walking through the streets get shot when there's an emergency.
Yeah.
If you shot an inanimate object that has been there since you were probably like 10 and you shot the fucking thing, that must be it. Boing. Sure. Okay. Could you imagine when there's a zombie attack on the radio? Oh, anything that moves. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
We're right back to the fucking state fair trying to win that goddamn duck. The bang, the bang, bang. Jesus Christ.
Richie asked Vanessa if she was a horror fan, and she said yes. Richie's on LOL, the Blob, horror, sci-fi, etc. See, Vanessa fits right in.
Well, the Blob in the 1980s Blob is much more gory and more entertaining than the 1955, but they're both good.
Richie said, I remember it at the time as a kid, but just never saw it. Gilbert said Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I remember that.
I love that fucking film. I love the fact that the film makes fun of itself the whole time the film is going on. And I love the fact that it's self-aware, it's stupid.
Yeah.
The thing is, we have like, Sharknado, but they're not making fun of the fact there's a Sharknado the whole time.
Right.
They're trying to take themselves seriously. And it's like, no, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing, so.
And this is Attack of the Killer Donuts. But Richie said, LOL, I saw that Eric as a kid, and I was more confused than anything, talking about the Killer Tomatoes.
If you really want to see that kind of beautiful satire, but in a homage, watch Night of the Living Bread. It's amazing. It's on YouTube.
And then Vanessa said, USA Up All Night with Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, we played a promo earlier, Vanessa, from the USA Up All Night.
Up all night.
All night.
I'm Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert said, love the cartoon too.
Gilbert.
Ripley, when she used the machine, the exoskeleton. That was in Aliens when she used the machine. She says, get away from her, you bitch. She's trying to get the kid. Oh, wow. I forgot all about that one. Gilbert said Reanimator was great.
Oh, Reanimator is amazing.
Yeah.
Reanimator. However, the thing is, I will say the H.P. Lovecraft, I'm wearing the H.P. Lovecraft shirt. The H.P. Lovecraft original story for Reanimator is so much better than the movie. The movie is loosely based off that, but it's not as good. I would love it, and I've said this before to other people, if AMC ever wanted to put money in a 3-part series, do the original Reanimator. The original Reanimator in a 3-part series would be mind-blowingly good, because I don't know, something about the like Walking Dead's on the AMC and stuff like that. They are putting great money and great talent into what they're doing. And a 3-part Reanimator series of the real Reanimator would be so mind-blowingly awesome.
You never know. It could be time for them to do something like that.
But the thing is, if you really watch it, because you go through wars, you go through the wars, the First World War and shit like that, it's very, 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 very elaborate, but amazing at the same time. And shocking.
Then Richie replied to Eric, oh, yeah, so funny and twisted, talking about the other one. Well, that's the
original Reanimator.
Yeah.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah.
The Who's silly straws and their cotton candy spinning ray gun.
Well, actually, she's 9 now, but my 7-year-old started watching that film and never stopped watching it. My fucking kid loves that fucking film. She wants to watch it all. She's not scared at all. She thinks it's amazing. She loves it. Most people would be completely horrified by that film, but my 7-year-old just loves to watch that film.
Yeah.
My 10-year-old watches it with the covers over her head, going, ah. My other 7-year-old going like, get her. Yeah.
And then Gilbert also came in, what you said, was the Lovecraft short story.
Yes.
And then Richie said Duel was a car versus truck film. Yeah, it was and it was like it was intense too. And Billy said he had to get ready to go walk his dogs and on their property, get ready for bed. And cheers, Billy. Thanks for swinging by, my friend. Vanessa says, wish they would make more movies out of Roger Zelazny's books.
I've never read his book, so
I haven't either. But and she says Jack L. Chalker's books too. Vanessa, you don't want to say this like to Paul because you get him excited, but she says, yes, I hand whipped the heavy cream fresh from the farm near me. It has been a dairy farm since the 1700s. Again, Vanessa does about everything. If you don't know Vanessa, she pretty much does everything. I'm pretty sure she still churns her own butter.
even if she's actually milking something, I'm pretty sure I could turn that into a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, don't worry. I can make sure this works. Don't worry.
And then Gilbert said Lovecraft was a token of horror. He got no love in his day, but he was a miserable person.
No, he was an amazing person. It's just the fact that he didn't like anyone around him, and I love that.
Who's good at? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't like you and all you lowly peasant bastards. And I'm like, yeah, no, I get that. I get that, you lowly peasant bastards. And the thing is, I love the fact that he like, oh, I'm gonna get married, and then she's like, yeah, but I'm gonna live in another state, and he's like, oh, okay. Like he's a bitch. He was such a bitch. and then he, of course, he moved over there and he tried to be like in like a city, and he's like, oh, I hate all you people. There's all of these weird people. I don't know what you're talking about. And he moved exactly right back to his aunt's house in fucking New England, where he could be with him and his aunt and his like 10 people he understands. He goes, oh, I can.
little eccentric.
As much as I dislike his meaner, I completely understand his meaner. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But it says the butter is made on Friday mornings early. She goes to watch the cows get milk, and the dairy made right there.
Yeah. Now, how does that make you feel watching that? What does that does it make you feel, Randy?
And Gilbert, it is called Wicked Awesome IPA, and there's a cat on the label. That Roger.
Wicked awesome. It's wicked awesome.
We said back up to 74 with 96% humidity. I measure 1.42 inches of rain. Wow, that's a steamy bath right there.
That is.
Richie asked Vanessa if she liked the rare hybrid sci-fi horror. She said yes. Blood-sucking freaks from the 80s. They all lose it when a doctor takes out the straw. Actually, I got to find out. I got to take a look at this movie here at some point.
Yeah, actually, watch. I think a really cool film to watch too. The sci-fi horror vibe. If you guys want to watch an '80s film called Galaxy of Terror, you actually have Robert Englund and Sig Haig. Of course, you know Robert Englund from Nightmare on Elm Street, and then you know Sig Haig from the House of a Thousand Corpses, the Devil's Rejects, and now the Three from Hell. So watch that. You will enjoy it. And there's slug rape, and who doesn't love slug rape? I know I do.
And then she said to Richie she does enjoy all of those. Richie said, Eric Gilbert, any whiskey tonight, brother? And he said, just beer. He may have a nightcap. Yeah, Gilbert, you usually got a little bit of a whiskey taking place there.
I would join you, but I took all the spirits out of my house.
All of them gone?
All of them gone. I'll bring them back.
Yeah.
He's gone right now.
Let me see.
By the way, I did get off my exercise kick. I need to get back on it because I gained some weight.
Yeah, I gotta get back to mine. None of my wrists is getting better. I can start doing stuff again. I can't lift weights yet, but I can start doing other stuff.
Well, now my girlfriend is better too. I'm gonna really get back into it and start exercising. So.
And then Richie said that I enjoy Hostel LOL. Actually, I never saw the second one, but the first one I was entertained enough with it to watch it. I mean, it didn't blow me away with anything really new. I mean, it was more of a gore effect in some ways, but I was all right with it. Gilbert said, not yet. Whiskey and IPA don't really work for me. Well, you're doing it all wrong then, Gilbert.
You need an IPA J's whiskey. That's what you need. That's what you need there, boy. That's wicked awesome. There.
Richie has no beer, so he's enjoying bourbon, he said. So that's what he's working with. And Vanessa said, yes, original broadcast Orson Welles. And then Vanessa trains a lot of firearms, which she does. And she was saying the old classic Bob. Blah. And then Gilbert says that there's a unique cask bourbons that showed up in Ontario, Breckenridge, mostly at Richie Z.
Have
Yeah.
you actually had a Breckenridge beer in a while, Rod?
Um,
I haven't.
I actually have one I have one right now in the fridge. I can't remember what it is, but I remember seeing the Breckenridge logo in the back of it. But I haven't had one offhand in a little bit of time.
I haven't seen them on the shelves at all. I mean, they just disappeared.
Well, they're still making them. I mean, they're still out there, but I know they were also going to, I guess, a distillery route too, doing some stuff. So,
What brewery near you had a little bit of a fallout? Was it Platform?
well, Platform ended up selling like 30+% to AB and Bev recently.
Okay.
So they had that happen.
Maybe I'll actually start seeing more Platform beers now.
You probably will. You should, if they get into the distribution channel, you should, because they do have a spot in Pittsburgh that they put one of their tap houses. So
I didn't know that.
Hopefully you'll get it coming across the state then.
Yeah, usually I only had Platform when I was in Ohio.
Yeah. And they still have some decent beers out there and stuff. The last one I had from them, it was their Tort, and it was actually done with Primanti's. Not Primanti's, that's the sandwich place, with one of the other bakeries out of, actually it was out of, I think, Pennsylvania, but it was called Tort. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was a decent try, I guess they were trying to make, but something like that isn't going to sell for a lot of people because it doesn't have that beer feel. It's kind of a weird thing, and it's one of those things you have to acquire taste for it, I think, so.
I'd like to try
people are always trying different stuff.
Right. I'd like to try some more Mad Tree. I had some good Mad Tree when I was up in Sandusky. I'd like to try some more of that.
I can always try to get you some of that because that's right here. So some of their stuff you can only get at the brewery, but they can some good stuff too. So I'll have to see if I get a package set up.
Yeah. Well, I've had fucking beer for you, but I haven't had the chance to get it to you because I'm a bitch.
It happens. It's not like I don't have enough here anyway, but yeah. But
I know, but I'm still, I'm still trying my goddamn damnedest, and I gotta get money around.
Yeah, when Joe came and Todd and Eric this past week, after I had to come back and do some stuff after we were at Frizz side, but they actually went to Listerman and they went to Mad Tree. Although Mad Tree wasn't as great an experience for them because it was like packed like crazy, which I forgot. Yeah. We have a pro soccer team here now, and that's like the biggest place people watch games at. So I guess it was kind of crazy when they were over there. So they had like one or two, and they took off and they went back to like Todd's brother house afterward. They all drank there to like 4 a.m. or something. So
yeah. That makes sense.
Richie says I haven't seen the latest X-Men film, but buying Dark Phoenix this week. I have not heard anything good about Dark Phoenix at all. That could be.
I know of Dark Phoenix.
That could be a little bit of a risk. I mean, if people talk about how bad that movie was, Fox just kind of struggled with the whole X-Men after like the first couple, I guess. It's been tough for them to pull off that series. I'd be interested to see what you think of it, though.
Yeah. Actually, I think X-Men 2 was fucking better than X-Men 1. Dude, I don't know if you agree. I think X-Men 2 was.
Wait a minute, there's the new X-Men 2 or the old X-Men 2? Because it wasn't
the old X-Men 2. The old X-Men 2. Yeah.
Yeah, because then they flip the whole timeline type thing.
See, the problem is, and this is my problem with comic books. One, if you read them, you're a bastard. And then two, they have so many different universes.
Right.
Universe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And different things are happening in different universes. So one movie could be like coming out and be like, "Oh no, this is representing a different universe," and I don't understand that. And I'm like, I don't understand it either because I don't know what you're fucking talking about. Like we go by what we know growing up, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and the next thing you know, something's happening over here that we like. Oh no, it ties into this. I'm like, I'm American. I'm not gonna do research. Asshole.
It's like the first X-Men that I saw when it came out, and I'm like, well, this isn't right. Because I used to read X-Men comics as a kid. I'm like, where the fuck's Nightcrawler? This old Nightcrawler? I'm done.
Nightcrawler was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's like, how do you not have him in here? It's kind of like, I mean, so Yeah, if you read the comics, it kind of throws you off with that, and they get picked at by all the people that do read the comics when they come out with these movies. They're like, no, this should be this and this should be that, but there is also
my friend Josh that I do my podcast with, my Maniacs Meet, he is an avid comic booker, so he tells me every universe and every problem. I go, I just watch porn and horror. What? Okay. Well, you're right. What?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like
That's why you can't argue with him because you don't know. You're okay. Yeah. Well, sure.
well, it's like not X-Men. That's right. Netflix when they came out with having Daredevil and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, and then it was like they're doing Defender series, and it was like they came out with Luke Cage and they came out with Jessica Jones, and in the comics, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones are married. So when they came out with them, there were some things in between, but then they had like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage like finally hooked up, and then they had some weird shit in between them where they couldn't be together now because basically Jessica Jones killed Luke Cage's wife at a point, although it wasn't her control. But it's like, well, how are you going to fix this thing? Because, like, in the comics, they're married, so you got to bring them back together at some point. Like, and people are like, this isn't how the story goes.
As far as I know, Jessica Jones is a porn actress that just died at 43. I don't know what you're talking about. I am so confused.
She's got superpowers, though, right?
Apparently, she can super suck a cock until she dies. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm just going to read here. I don't know. It's so confusing. All I knew is Liu Kang was in the fucking Mortal Kombat, and that's all I know. And then Johnny Cage, I don't understand. I'm so confused.
And Richie said to Gilbert, let him know if you get Breckenridge. But that says also that your kid loves the film. My brother and I were just discussing that the other day. And she says they began making eggnog next month. They begin making it next month. So early. But I guess to get it by December, you guys start in October.
Is it just me, but eggnog kind of sucks?
I'm not a huge eggnog person.
I mean, I'll fill someone full of egg and whatever they want to do, but I'm just not into drinking eggnog. I'm just saying, like, I'll do whatever you want in the bedroom, but like, I'm just like, I've never been in my life going, I wish I had some eggnog right now.
Yeah.
I just wish I had a good cup of eggnog right now. It just really set me where I need to be.
That's
I
like
never said that ever.
That's like the person you never see a person in July says, "Oh, I wish I had a good pumpkin beer right now."
Oh my god!
Yeah, there they are.
A big old hot cup of pumpkin spice latte. I would just be where I need to be right now. If a man ever said that, he should probably kill himself. One of those moments where it's like, I'm sorry, you need to cut your dick off there, buddy boy.
Vanessa says you may have to do chores at the farm if you like. Or do they give you free eggnog if you do chores?
Well, or better than that, free fucking animals. I don't know what you're talking about.
Gilbert says there's a port cask, a sherry cask, and high proof blend at Richie's Deep, but $90 only can get one.
What the what? Oh, what?
$90 for those casks.
It's whiskey, right? Though.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, what?
She says, yes, Galaxy of Terror. Richie asked Eric which one he got. He said leaning towards the high proof, but also the PX. And Breckenridge sold here at Total Wine, Vanessa said.
Okay.
Richie said, phone is dying. Cheers, well, cheers, Richie. Thanks for hanging in, buddy. And Vanessa said bye. Richie said bye-bye. Gilbert said bye. Richie said bye.
Bye-bye.
Vanessa said, you ever had homemade eggnog? Perhaps it would change your mind. I don't think I've ever had homemade eggnog. No, eggnog, what's the liquor you put into it? Rum, I believe.
I don't know.
If you're going to add liquor into it. You know, every year they sell, like, Evan Williams, I think, has an eggnog blend here that usually gets sold.
Oh, yeah, the whiskey Evan Williams, yeah.
Yeah, but I never picked that one up. But,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, unless you put some kind of special ingredient that doesn't go in another fucking eggnogs that we can't talk about on this channel, I'm not sure if I'm gonna fucking go for it. I don't know.
It's already milky, Paul.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't do drugs, so it better be fucking sexual. And I don't fucking drink eggnog. You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's one of those things that I can't talk about. But you're gonna have to entice me to your eggnog somehow. Like, it's the best eggnog. Baby, this eggnog you've never had, baby. You're gonna have to have this eggnog that you're gonna be dusty rose after you. You know what I mean? Like, the American dream wants the eggnog. You know that.
I wonder if people like chug eggnog. Like, is there eggnog chugging contest?
How can you do that? How can you chug eggnog? I don't
No,
know.
but I know somebody has had to try it at one point or another. Because that's
It's like chugging a gallon of whipping cream.
I mean, people try to chug milk. They try to chug milk for challenges. I'm like, why wouldn't they try eggnog for a challenge?
Well, you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What is it? Like an ice cream challenge? You can't eat this.
I prefer if people would like chug a gallon of cyanide or maybe, you know, stuff like that. But you know what? Do eggnog. Fuck it.
I mean, if you're with Jim Jones, you're chugging Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid
Drink the wine. Drink the wine. Kool-Aid for everybody.
Vanessa says usually rum, so it is rum. You can have it alcohol-free as well. Yeah, I know that. I saw the alcohol-free, but then I'm like, why would you want to have it alcohol-free though? If it's going to be eggnog, you got to put something in it.
Kind of funny that Evan Williams has a eggnog blend though.
Yeah, he says, yeah. Gilbert said, yeah, baby, Evan Williams nog. Yeah, they do. They sell it every year. Like Susie, like at our Kroger and our liquor store. As soon as you come in the front door, it'll be the front display with eggnog, and I'll have the Evan Williams and some other ones up there.
I could probably do I'll try like a Sailor Jerry or a Calico Jack.
Yeah.
Blend or something like that.
But it says fresh ground nutmeg, super thick and creamy.
Oh, super thick and creamy, baby.
2 words you don't need to give.
I'll try it. I'd try it.
Eggnog funnel, LOL. You funnel it all down, yeah. I mean, it's got a creamy feel.
It almost sounds
Probably
like you're
could chug
making
it.
a funnel cake, and you're just funnel caking eggnog on a griddle. Fuck it. I don't know. It sounds that thick. You could bake it.
Yeah. Make eggnog pancakes if it's.
Actually, if you make eggnog, right? What about this? I just had epiphany. Holy fuck, I had epiphany. What if you make eggnog, but make it a batter, right?
Right.
And then you make an eggnog funnel and you sprinkle it with caramel, like cinnamon and pumpkin spice. Oh my god, I just had epiphany. You eat that. Oh, funnel cake. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
But here's Vanessa. She says, homemade bread slice thick. Make French toast out of the eggnog. Makes the inside like custard.
Ah, there you go. There you go. There's something.
And Dolly says, yummy. Dolly says, yummy. I love funnel cake.
I'm saying funnel cake. You funnel cake that shit. Listen to me. You funnel cake it, and then you put the fucking toppings on of cinnamon and pumpkin spice, whatever you want.
It's like you're making a s'mores right now.
You do, and you put it over a campfire, and you staple it to a frisbee, and you fling it over a rainbow, and that's what you do.
You might be onto something now.
There you go. I'm just saying.
This is Gilbert said, I like the whiskey cream. Buffalo Trace bourbon cream is tasty, but the 40 Creek rye cream is even better.
I remember when Buffalo Creek just got started.
Yeah.
Their shit was so fucking good. I remember I was in Ontario at the time. I was in Hamilton, Ontario at Chester's Beers of the World. And the owner of Chester's brought me back. And we had some Buffalo Creek, Buffalo Trace, rather.
Yeah.
And then we were enjoying that. And we had some 21-year-old Glen Moringa aged in Cuban rum barrels. That was fucking good too.
Yeah.
That was I got kind of pulled aside and we had some of that. And that was all free too. It was fucking amazing.
You're like awesome.
Well, I was throwing down fucking hardcore money for my wife and my friend. Like, oh, fuck it. Yeah. Fuck it.
Keep them coming.
You have to understand, it was 2010. American money was like gold to them. Like, oh fuck it, I'll make it rain. And back then I was an alcoholic, so I could drink like a motherfucker. So he took me aside. He had me try those, and they were shit, good. They were fucking amazingly good. Buffalo Trace is still probably. I don't drink Buffalo Trace. I can't get it where I am. It's one of those ones that are still kind of that, that one and done, that one night stand that was still amazing in your mind. I kind of want to keep it that way though.
Yeah,
because it was that good.
Yeah, don't want to ruin it.
No, I don't want to ruin it because I've had so many. I've had Four Roses now. I've had, Whistle Pig. I've had Four Roses. I've had Whistle Pig. I've had, I have, I had a whole fucking line of bourbons. None of them kind of met that standard that the original Buffalo Trace kind of did. So I don't want to ruin it. If you know what I mean. I want to keep it that standard. Well, that Whistle Pig was fucking great though. But my go-to, like, I don't know if you've had this, my go-to bourbon, and Eric Gilbert will either disagree roughly or agree, would be Basil Hayden.
Right.
Basil Hayden is go-to, absolutely go-to bourbon. Just fucking Basil Hayden all day long. I could drink Basil Hayden every day, all day.
Right.
I literally all day. Like, I have no drunk. There's no drunk after drinking Basil Hayden. You can drink the whole goddamn bottle. You'll feel fucking amazing.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. Basil Hayden, I'll tell you.
Well, Vanessa said you could funnel cake it from earlier as well.
I know that. You said it already.
But Dolly said too much eggnog makes you boop, 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 boop.
Oh, makes you either
like Joe Dirt got the poo on me.
Oh, that could be a whole nother video.
You don't want those videos. And then Gilbert said, "Don't touch the Williams nog. Gross." So apparently Eric has tested that.
Oh, Evan. I like, and the thing is, Rod, I like Evan Williams.
Yeah.
Flat out. I like it. Honestly, Evan Williams is sacrilege. Wait for it. Wait, hold on. Wait. Evan Williams is as good to me as Jim Beam.
On the whiskey front, yeah.
On the whiskey, it's
the
price for what you're doing.
Yeah. I can see where they'd be definitely right there.
I just saved $10 and it tastes just as good. Okay.
I don't think Jim Beam does anything with eggnog though, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with the whiskey
standards.
Yeah, there's probably a reason why they don't mess with the eggnog.
Exactly. Probably why.
And then Vanessa said fresh ground nutmeg on top. And Dolly says my auntie was in the bathroom for over an hour after she added too much eggnog to the keto.
Oh, well, it cleans you right the fuck out. If you want a nice clean, it cleans you right the fuck out.
They lost their auntie
10 pounds after the big Christmas dinner. Have a couple of those eggnogs. Just
it's like
right
down. Auntie's down. Yeah.
Yeah. Lose 12 pounds.
Could be a new diet plan.
Yeah, it could be like the eggnog diet.
The liquor eggnog with fresh eggs in it begins with V. LOL, Dolly. Dolly says she blasted the new year. I bet she did. Eggnog donuts, freshly made. Oh, yeah. I don't know about that.
Eggnog dildos, freshly something. Let's see. I want to see how far this eggnog goes. Let's go.
Gilbert said Whiskey Pig in Alberta Premium. Oh, is Alberta Premium.
Is.
I'm like, what are they doing in Alberta?
Thinking about this fishing either.
Yeah. So thinking about the pig, you guys got a little deliverance going on up there? What's happening?
Yeah. I'll make you squeal like a pig, boy. You got pretty lips, boy.
That's a classic movie right there.
That's my neck of the woods for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a long line to be the pig around here. You have to sign up for it.
It made a few people paranoid around banjos when they heard them being played. So no, it's actually a horror movie back with The Shining. The Shining was a classic horror movie too.
The Shining.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, it's nothing like the book though. If you want the real book, you have to do the Stephen Weber version that came in the 90s.
Yeah, that was the one that Stephen King said he wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, Stephen Weber, because Stephen Weber, I love Stephen Weber in the Wings episodes. You ever
Yeah,
see
yeah.
He plays Jack in The Shining, and actually he does a really great job. Absolutely great job. But it's so funny because I love him in Robin Hood Men in Tights. I mean, Dracula Dead and Loving It. I mean, Dracula Dead and Loving It. You have the Wings series. Like, he's a comic. He's a funny guy. Like, he's stupid funny. The next thing you know, you see him in fucking Shining. You're like, oh, shit. No, you're not. You're not that funny. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's actually in.
I think I really do give Stephen Weber the kudos because I think that kind of dramatic comic role change gave Ryan Reynolds the idea of him playing the guy in Amityville Horror remake.
Oh yeah, he did a good job.
Before that. Before the steroids, by the way, because he totally does steroids like a motherfucker. He was the comic guy. He was the funny guy in everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Next thing you know, he's the horror guy. Well, I think I know why. And then, of course, he goes back to playing Deadpool. But that guy was so pumped up on steroids, you couldn't even say the words.
I think he got pumped up when he did Blade 3. It was like when he first started getting pumped up. And maybe Green Lantern even he tried to pump up a little bit.
And I'm not saying I'm judging him. I'm saying give me some.
Yeah.
Like, just trickle down, motherfucker. Trickle down. Trickle the fuck down. I need a big. Come on. I need some pussy. Come on. I really need it. Give me that fucking trickle down effect. Come on. Nope. Okay, never mind.
Gilbert said Four Roses single barrel is his go-to bourbon. Pear brandy.
It's really good.
Vanessa said. I bet I would take
I had the quarter cast Four Roses, and it's really fucking delicious.
And Gilbert says Evans Williams bottle and bond is even cheaper and it's steel.
Ooh, I'm intrigued by this information.
Vanessa says donuts flavored with the eggnog and batter. This he was stationed in Louisiana. He made that movie in the one with the National Guard in the swamp. What movie? That for I'm trying to think what movie now we were talking about where she was in Deliverance. Yeah. But the one when they're in the swamp, what was the one when they're in the swamp? Oh, that was Mexican. That was a good movie. Have you ever seen Next to Kin?
Mexican?
No, not the Mexican. The Next of Kin.
Next of Kin. No, I never saw that.
That was actually a real.
There's a couple ones I saw in the swamp. Like it was like Southern Comfort. Those films.
Southern Comfort. Maybe that was the one. Southern Comfort was in the swamp.
Yeah, crazy ass swamp films. Really good. Really good.
But Next to Kin's you know what? Next to Kin, they're from the swamp and they go to the city to find out what happened to their family member. Yeah.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Crazy. I never saw that one. Back in the day. That was like another one of those like gritty late 70s, early 80s movies.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, absolutely have to check that one out.
And then Gilbert said most Whistle Pig is sourced from Alberta distilleries in Calgary. Or Calgary? Calgary?
Calgary. No, you got it. Yeah. Calgary. No, it's Calgary.
I heard a person on the radio earlier yesterday. They were talking, and she had a caller. It was on satellite, and like, we got a caller here from says from Louisville. No, she said Louisville, like Louisville. And it's like, no, that's Louisville. Like, because it's like you can just tell like she didn't know area in Kentucky. It's like,
I mean, you can't blame that. I mean, it says it how it's pronounced, Louis.
Right. But it was just funny when you heard that. It was like, you never go there because they're going to just know you're out of town or they're going to be picking on you like crazy.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you watch
you don't see New Orleans,
Lovecraft stuff too. If you watch a lot of H.P. Lovecraft stuff and the people are reading H.P. Lovecraft and they don't know it, they go Innsmouth, and they say Innsmouth. No, it's Innsmouth.
Yeah.
Well, it's pronounced. It says Innsmouth. They're like, no, Innsmouth. No, Innsmouth. Oh, this and that. Like, there's so many subtle nuances to way the words are spelled and changed. Like, no, it's this. No, it's that. It's this. I'm like, oh fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I could fuck it up 1,000 times, especially when you get to like where I am. There was a place, right? And it's called Watchapre down in Maryland. I was at Watchapre. I was going down to Watchapre, and it's not fucking spelled Watchapre, you pieces of shit. I went down there, and I was like, okay. And I went to I tried, and I went to the gas station. I was like, I'm looking for. And they're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, there, what that? Oh, Watchapre. And I'm like, it's not fucking spelled Watchapre, okay? It's so don't feel bad if you don't know the pronunciation of a place. Believe me, it's fucking hard. Hey, it's not fucking spelled Watchapre. It's not. It's not. Like you're thinking you're summoning the devil every time you fucking say the name.
It's like it doesn't sound like
it's hard. Yeah.
Ross says, "What are you two lunatics up to? Just hanging out,
We're chilling. We're chilling.
Right, you go to
Actually,
bed.
I found the name of my own town too. My own town is called. We call it Berwick here. Berwick. Berwick. Berwick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the town I grew up in anyway. But it's called Berwick. Berwick. No W. Berwick. It's named, the sister city in England is named after the bear and the wick tree. Mm-hmm. So it's the bear. Of course, we know bears. And the wick tree. And now it's Berwick. But here we call it Berwick. And of course, when they hear it there, they go, oh, you're so stupid. No, it's the way it's spelled.
Well, it's like people here. We had a town in Ohio. They call it Lebanon, but it's spelled just like Lebanon. So like
Lebanon.
Say Lebanon. It kind of like no, it's Lebanon. Like there's no I. It's like O. It's supposed to be Lebanon.
Yeah. No, same thing. It's like here it's Lebanon, Pennsylvania, but it's Lebanon.
Right.
But when you say Lebanon, they go, "You're stupid." No, you can't spell Lebanon.
Yeah, it's like
here it's if you go to like Lancaster, it's Lancashire.
Yeah,
but everyone in America says Lancaster.
Yeah,
but if you go to England, it's Lancashire.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you're wrong. I'm sorry, you lying fuck. You're wrong because it says Lancaster.
So you just say, just take me to the pub. I don't care where it's at.
Just take me to where the beer is, you son of a bitch.
Just take me to the pub.
Okay.
Vanessa,
what are you looking for there, sire? I want beer.
Isn't that
now?
Was that Leominster, Massachusetts? Try to say that, or Manus, Connecticut? Minus? You were saying my anus, but
oh no, minus. It's minus Connecticut.
Minus?
I'm saying if I had to say it, I'd say it's minus. Minus Connecticut.
Not minus?
Yeah, I'm going with minus. If it's my anus, everybody fill it up, buddy. Fill it the fuck up. Fill it to the brim. I'm going with minus.
Brad says you sound like this Slee Stacks.
Slee Stacks. Oh yeah, fucking Land of the Lost. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Land of the Lost.
Yeah.
My dad told me stories about that because, of course, the original Land of the Lost came out a long time ago in the early 80s. Yeah. And he told me, he's like, oh, yeah, you were a little tiny guy, and you'd watch Land of the Lost intro, and every time the Tyrannosaurus Rex would go, roar, you'd go, ah, and you'd run down the hallway. every time. He's like, and he'd run. And like his little fucking stories my dad used to tell me. It's like, oh fuck. And every time I see that, I get a little bit weird. No, should I run? No, maybe, no. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I think when Land of Lost came out of the 80s, if I remember correctly, I think it was like on the Saturday mornings too when it was out.
Yeah, yeah, and everything was cheap as fuck too. I mean, the original Land of the Lost. They came out with a secondary Land of the Lost in the late '80s, early '90s. That was better, but the original Land of the Lost was in the early '80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to run down the hallway. I used to run.
And then Vanessa's at Leominster and Mianus. Long Eye. And
Mianus.
Gilbert said Portsmouth, Alberta Premium, and the Nickelbrook has stopped. Yeah. So you know he was going to have a little bit at some point. Vanessa says, okay, stop at Highway Hot Dog Stand in Mianus and call someone that you eat a dog and tell them the town. And Rod says, "Where's the rest of the crew? Everybody was
we all killed them.
For us,
killed them. I ate them.
Yeah." Paul said, "I'm going to go to this show one way or another," and like they're all in Paul's pit right now.
they're aging in my dungeon right now in various states of decomposition and rape. Yeah.
Yeah. So Land of Lost from 70s. Maybe it was the late 70s. It was 70s.
Yeah, the 70s.
I remember being a kid.
There was the 70s. The 70s was the one that I watched growing up as a little tiny kid because I was born in 1981, and it scared the shit out of me. Every time the Tyrannosaurus Rex, my dad he's like, "Rawr!" and he's like, "Ah!" and then you run away down the hallway into the bedroom every time. It's kind of nice hearing the dad kind of like. Usually, I didn't think my dad noticed me, so hearing my dad going, "Oh yeah, when you were a little kid, you used to do this." I'm like, "Oh, I thought I was a ghost. Never mind. I just thought you were that guy who made me get rid of my 1968 GTO convertible. I thought that's what I was. I was, that motherfucker over there that made me get rid of my 68 GTO convertible. That piece of shit over there. That guy. You know that guy? That's him." That's what I thought I was growing up.
That little son of a bitch, yeah.
That little son of a fucking bitch over there that made me get rid of my GTO 68 convertible. That fucker. That guy right there. See, when you grew up with that over your head, you don't notice that your dad likes you.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you realize when you're like fucking 13, oh shit, he likes me. Oh fuck, what happened? Oh, there he is. How you doing, Dad?
Let's see. Yeah, Ryan said Marshall, Will, and Holly. Vanessa, she's getting a little crazy now. She says, eating a hot dog in Mianus.
Oh, don't calm down. Just calm down there, buddy. You don't need to go that level, all right? It's a little risque, buddy.
Yeah, it was 81 was a great year.
Well, I remember another little fun thing with my dad. I played music later in life. Obviously, I've been in bands since 95, 94.
Yeah.
Playing bands, playing music. About 2000 something or other, like late 2000s. After, we've been doing the bands for a while, the whole deal. I have no idea. We're just learning as we go by ourselves. My dad gets up and he picks up this guitar I bought. He is like, what the fuck?
Who are you?
What the fuck? Yeah. He goes, oh, didn't you know I used to play music growing up? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, yeah, it was in a bunch of bands growing up. And he's like, no. I'm like, it would have been nice for the last 13 years. My friends and I have been struggling trying to play music, you piece of shit. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. The next thing I know, my dad has a wall of guitars in his room and all this recording studio shit. I'm like, what the fucking shit is this going on? Yeah. It sounds like my dad and I don't get along, but we totally do. But at the same time, I was like, he didn't tell me any of this. Like,
you're like, Dad, feel free to share anytime. Feel free.
At any time, you could just, by the way, this is an A chord. But no, never not. No, fuck that, no. But he never bitched that we were. But at the same time, I can say he never bitched that we were talentless pieces of shit.
Yeah.
You know, so that was nice. He's just like,
Yeah.
you guys are fucking garbage. Quit, kill yourselves. He never said that.
He's probably like listening, like, I remember when I couldn't play an instrument. I was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Good for the
He's like,
kids.
oh wait, I'll give them 3 more years, and then I'll maze their fucking asses off. Okay. And oh, he can play anything. Like you pick it up, he can play. Like you name him a song, he'll just play it. He'll just play the song.
Yeah.
He's fucking good. He's really good, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
That's
I
funny.
got. As I was saying, so you've bestowed me none of your talents. You can actually fix things. You can play instruments. You got a dick about the size of a fucking table. Like you gave me none of that. You gave me none of it. Okay, I got bad knees. Is that the only thing you gave me? You son of a bitch. Okay, well then there you go. I love you anyway.
You say thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. I'll make sure I get you a really good fucking Father's Day presents.
Yeah.
I'll get you a GTO convertible, and I'll crash it the same day. How about that, buddy?
That's pretty funny. Well, then you know, get ready to shut it down here because I got to get up early for work tomorrow. It was great having you hang out.
Well, I mean, I'll take that as an actual compliment, but I'm sure it was horrible.
No, it was awesome. It was like I'm trying to do more little hangouts here and there. I'm surprised more people didn't show up. I just saw Red is here.
I actually am too because I thought like we'd be bombarded with people.
Well, usually when I put a hangout out, people do show up, but it's kind of a night. I mean, people are doing their stuff. Red just showed up a little bit ago, so it would be going down. But at this point, it's kind of like, you know, just a little bit later. But people got all kinds of stuff happening, so
Yeah,
you never know.
it is what it is.
Usually on the weekends, it piles in a little bit more. So
I'm just happy my allergies really weren't that bad tonight, so I can actually hang out without going to death.
yeah,
So that's good.
and actually enjoy some more of what you're actually tasting. So
Exactly. I can taste things. I'm enjoying them, and I got to hang out when I don't usually do that. I usually don't hang out anymore because I don't have time. So it kind of worked out well.
yeah. And then Vanessa said, "Thank you for the show. I'm thrilled my phone stayed connected." So
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
That's
So
awesome.
excellent for you.
and hopefully she'll have a router back. You know, I think it's like they're coming out in a couple of weeks. Or whatever, but yeah, so I don't know. I might do a hangout tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. Since Saturday I'll be doing Oktoberfest, and then Sunday I'll be in Columbus and stuff. So we'll see.
I don't think Lee gave me anything to do for the They Must Be Destroyed on Site hangout. He never sent me a link. So we'll probably be done around like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. So
Yeah, let them know your show time again tomorrow.
Yeah, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're doing some Bigfoot episodes. This episode, we're doing Legend of Boggy Creek and Sasquatch, and of course, talking about our Sasquatch endeavors. After that, we're going to be recording Slasher Sunday offline, but we should be available about 10:30. So if you are doing a hangout, we'll definitely jump on. So there you go.
Yeah, if I do a hangout tomorrow night, I'll be around that time probably. So, and so if you guys haven't subscribed to Paul's channel, make sure you check him out, PA Brew News, and catch the stuff he's doing. And you do like beer reviews, but you've been doing like early in the morning and stuff too. But
I'm a third shifter, so I get off. I'm usually home at 8:30 in the morning. So usually I do my live stuff about 8:30 in the morning. So
yeah.
And it's better quality than what you see here.
You and Jay have the early shift reviews.
Yeah, early shift reviews, absolutely.
But thanks for everybody that tuned in. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down and catch up with you guys later. Hopefully everybody had a good time that did watch. Always appreciate it. I look forward to catching you guys next time. Cheers, everybody.